I saw my boyfriend in my boss's fiancée's bed. It all happened so fast. My boss and I were staring at each other in the room next door. My boss was silent for a long time, like the calm before a storm, and finally, he spoke slowly. My fiancé slept with your boyfriend, so to be fair, should I let you sleep with me? What? I had a hunch my boss's fiancé was seeing someone else. I caught her. I was delivering some food when I ran into it. My back was killing me, I didn't want to move. Boss's fiancée Amy leaned against the door frame with a smile, telling me to put the takeout on the coffee table. She was wearing a bathrobe, like she just got out of the shower, her hair was still wet. But she used to always have me leave it at the door. As soon as I walked in, I caught a whiff of a strange scent. There were snack wrappers scattered near the trash, and I could hear the shower running. Someone was definitely in there. My stomach dropped. Was my boss here too? Thinking about what might have happened in this room just 10 minutes ago made me feel sick. After dropping off the food, I turned around and headed downstairs to the garage. When the elevator opened, I bumped right into a man. I looked up, it was my boss. Simon looked just as surprised, but he calmly helped steady me. Boss. I quickly stepped back. What are you doing here? He politely took back his hand from my waist. Where should I be? I was confused. In the hotel bathroom, or the bed, or maybe the couch, but definitely not here. If he was in the garage, then who was with her in the hotel bathroom? I tentatively asked, are you going upstairs? Yeah, why? No reason. Then it hit me, could Simon have been cheated on? A business powerhouse, feared in the boardroom, and he's getting cheated on? Thinking about what might happen when he goes upstairs to catch them, my first instinct was to run far, far away from this drama. He casually asked me, in a hurry, got a date? Yeah, my boyfriend's waiting. His finger froze on the elevator button. How's that project report coming along? Ready. Then get in the car. He turned out of the elevator, tossed me the keys, and said, let's hear it. I was stunned. Aren't you going upstairs? I was, but I changed my mind. I lightly hinted, maybe you should still check it out. He gave me a look. Who's the boss here, you or me? Me? You're the boss, you're the best. Even if you're getting cheated on, you deserve it. When we got to the office, meeting started right away. During the meeting, I kept looking at Simon, almost bursting from the secret I was holding. I was so lost in thought, I didn't notice when my team leader asked me to report. Simon tapped his fingers on the table. Nancy, you've been staring so long, do I have the answers on my face? Everyone started to stifle laughs. I quickly connected my phone to the projector and began the report. Halfway through, a text popped up on the big screen from my boyfriend about a romantic purchase. When I saw what it was, extra thin 3mm, I went numb. Any adult knows what that is. I freaked out and instantly unplugged it. Nancy's got plans with her boyfriend tonight. The whole room laughed while I mentally cussed out my boyfriend. I deleted the text and continued the presentation. My face was burning as I finished, waiting for Simon's feedback. Everyone was holding in laughter. Simon's face was grim, but he managed a smile. Nancy, the comedy shows really missed out not hiring you. Should I write you a recommendation letter for them? Oh, and the rest of you might as well quit and become their live audience, laughing and earning money. Simon got up and stormed out. Later, my team leader told me Simon wanted me to write a self-critique. Reason, using the meeting to shop on my phone. After the meeting, coworkers surrounded me with gossip. Nancy, weren't you and the boss classmates? Why does it seem like he's got it out for you? Right? You did such a great job and work so hard, but he only punishes you. Did you sleep with him and then dump him? I almost burst into laughter. Him? I wouldn't sleep with him if he paid me. The moment I said it, a tall figure stood behind me. Nancy, did I just hear you want to sleep with someone? Simon. My heart nearly stopped. Everyone immediately scurried back to their seats, pretending to be busy. no one daring to speak. It was a misunderstanding, I mumbled. Simon said nothing, just slammed some documents on my desk and walked off in a cold huff. After he left, my heart was racing. We hadn't seen each other in 7 years, yet he's still as intimidating, and I'm still scared of him. Simon was my class president back in high school, and I once gave him a love letter, only to get rejected. We hadn't seen each other in 7 years, and now he suddenly reappeared as my direct boss. The bully from my high school days, Amy, is now his fiancée. Reality is no fairy tale. The Cinderella story is more like the prince and the wicked stepmother teaming up to make Cinderella their servant. Maybe because I cursed the heavens a little too much, something finally turned in my favor. Simon got cheated on. A little later, my team leader told me Simon fined me another $200 for chatting during work hours. Even my coworkers couldn't help but pity me. He's so cruel, why do you have such bad luck? They didn't know he was always this hard on me. Back in high school, I gave him a love letter, and he warned me, if you ever give me something like this again, I'll have my dad cut off your allowances and make sure you drop out of school. I was terrified. I was sponsored by his dad because I was a poor student. Later, I didn't even dare look in his direction when going to the bathroom. He disliked me, so I avoided him. When he landed in our company, I tried to be invisible, just earning my paycheck. But of all the bad luck, Simon needed a personal assistant, and my boss recommended me directly. You and the boss are old classmates, success is right around the corner for you, thank me later. I thanked his whole family. Not only do I have to serve him, but also his fiancée. If it wasn't for the money, I would have quit ages ago. Thinking of my paycheck, I started to hesitate again. Should I tell Simon about what I saw at the hotel today? Should I explain the part of the conversation he overheard? I spent the whole afternoon debating, and finally, taking advantage of a department document needing his signature, I headed to Simon's office. He was looking at the documents, wouldn't even give me a glance. I handed him the papers. So I've heard you're going around saying you want to sleep with me? Rumors. I jumped, startled. I have a boyfriend. His face darkened. Having a boyfriend and you still don't know how to behave? I'm not out of line, can he not just run off halfway through hearing something? I'll admit he's a bit good looking, but I don't jump at everyone. I have morals. I'll clear up that we're just high school classmates. Your team leader recommended you because you're my high school classmate too. Or do you think I'll cut you some slack because of that? Cut some slack. Nobody wants this personal assistant job. How about I get someone else to do it? I don't want to complicate things further. Me neither. I'm really fed up. Honestly, if you hadn't come back, I'd have forgotten all about you from high school, really. He stared at me, forgotten? It's been 7 years, a person's cells change every 6 years. How could I remember? He suddenly smiled and said you forgot, but remember the timeline perfectly? No, it's 7 years. What's he aiming at, anyway? Speaking of it, aside from his dad sponsoring my entire high school, me occasionally bringing some local snacks to his place for dinner, and that one time delivering a love letter for him, I'm clueless about why he's upset with me. Could it be the love letter grossed him out? I thought and spoke up. Do you remember that love letter I gave you in high school? He looked at me with interest. Don't you and your boyfriend have a holiday tonight? Why bring that up suddenly? Am I part of your play? I was about to explode. There was an issue during the briefing today. My mistake, I apologize. But that's personal. I'm not interested in personal stuff, you know. I rejected that love letter back then. Rejected? You didn't even read it. You took it back. How was I to read it? I remembered, he said something about cutting off my living expenses. I was so scared back then, I took it back. That love letter wasn't mine either. My friend had me deliver it to you. You didn't think I actually liked you, right? I was just the courier. I delivered it not only to him but to other guys in the class too. My friend was quite a flirt. Could he dislike me all these years because of that? Simon's expression froze, and after a long pause, he looked away. I'm not that petty. After signing all the documents, he lightly said, Is your boyfriend good to you? I hadn't caught up with the change. I was a bit dazed. He's all right. What does all right even mean? Isn't he nosy? He's mature, stable, hardworking, ambitious. Is that enough? He watched me for a while. Something fleeting passed in his eyes before he returned to normal. Really? Is he as good as you say? Don't dive in too deep. I found his words a bit of a mystery. Focus on your own girlfriend. Don't meddle too far. I work for you, my boyfriend doesn't work for you. You're my employee. I was just giving you a heads up. Don't think too well of others, and end up crying over it later, disturbing your work. My head was spinning with anger. Simon, you and Amy are really a match made in heaven. What do you mean? Both of you like to put people beneath your feet. Sorry for being a thorn in your side all through high school. With the signatures done, I stormed out. Fuming, I kicked hard at the corner of his office wall. Ended up hurting my toenail on a metal piece. It bruised instantly. Sweating from the pain and too embarrassed to cry out, I limped back to my cubicle and cried. A minute later, a familiar voice came from above. What's up with her? She left your office in tears. Cried? Simon froze on the spot. That night, I waited until everyone left before hobbling to the elevator. I noticed Simon's office light was still on as I left. Darn capitalist, so ruthless even to himself, working late. I cursed him 800 more times as I left. Back home at night, I called my boyfriend Larry, asking about that intimate purchase notification today. Actually, Larry and I have been in a cold war for 2 weeks. When Simon suggested I assist his fiancée, I declined. I wanted to quit. I told Larry about this plan and the bullying from Amy. Instead of comforting me, he immediately called my mom, joined forces with my family to pressure me to stay at work. Seeing me relent, he justified it as, Nancy, it's for your own good. We just bought a house, don't be childish. Larry and I have been together since we graduated, not married, but since housing prices went down recently, we decided to buy a house together. A $1.5 million mortgage tied us both down. Neither of us has any freedom. But today, with him buying that stuff with intimate pay during my report, I couldn't take it anymore. I want to break up. The phone rang for a while before he picked up, his voice hoarse like he'd just woken up. I got straight to the point. What did you buy with the intimate pay? He paused for a long time. Nancy, we just bought a house. I wanted to celebrate with you. Cold War for 2 weeks, no reflection, no apology. And his way of making up is buying that to celebrate with me? You can celebrate alone. What do you mean? Don't you think we should reconsider our relationship? He interrupted, Nancy, I've sorted out your brother's internship, you know? Let's not talk about breaking up. Cool down, okay? I paused. My mom kept urging me to ask Simon's dad to help with my brother's internship, and I refused, unwilling to depend on others. Had Larry managed it for me? He really knows my weaknesses, quickly adding, I was wrong before, I didn't consider your feelings. I missed you these 2 weeks. Can I come over now? Don't come. Oh, okay, call me if you need anything. I'm available for you 24/7. I hung up. Looking at the messages he sent after, I didn't reply to any. An entire sleepless night. The next morning, bright and early, Simon was asking where I was. He needed a document. Super anxious, he parked outside my complex and had me hop in his car. In the car, my head was still spinning, but I started updating him on work. When I finished, he was staring at my foot. What's up with your foot? Sprained it. No way I was telling him the truth. If he knew I sprained it kicking his door, I'd be mortified. Were you crying because of what I said yesterday? No way. I lied with a smile, my cat died. You still love cats? I froze. Have a cat? I can barely take care of myself. He remembered me playing with his cat when I visited. Honestly, it was just 'cause I felt awkward and had no one to talk to, so I befriended the cat. Never mind, someone as privileged as him wouldn't understand. It's okay. I brushed it off, ending our chat. At the office, the team lead saw me getting out of Simon's car and gave me all kinds of looks. On Instagram, he asked, "How's it feel working close to the boss?" I was done, exhausted. The next day, he asked when I'd get promoted and if I'd take him with me. I was done with life. The day after, he asked when I'd have the report done. I was done. Then, Simon rushed back from a business trip and asked for the report in the office. That urgent? He was sweating. I quickly took it to his office, braced for a scolding. Instead, he stared at me for 5 minutes and squeezed out 4 words, "Not bad at all." What? Later, I realized I accidentally sent that done with life text to Simon. After that slip-up, Simon started acting weird, mood swings all over the place. One moment, he was ripping into me, then he'd calm down, saying, "Just go, I need a moment to chill." Couldn't figure out why, but it wasn't my fault. It was Amy. Which guy wouldn't be moody if he'd been cheated on? A few days later, I was taking lunch to Amy. She asked me to drive her to the office. "Where's Simon?" "He asked you to go instead." "What's up with that?" "You'd have to ask him." "I'm just an employee." "An employee?" "Yeah." She suddenly smirked. "Nancy, how are you and your mom still leeching off people?" "Excuse me?" First, I paid back Simon's dad's help with college. Second, I didn't know it was his company when I applied. You really think the job only needs a bachelor's when they want grads? His dad's influence got you through. The listing said bachelor's. And you believed it. As she touched up her lipstick, she added, "Don't think working for Simon gets you anywhere. We're getting married." He hasn't shared that. Why would he? I'm not the bride. She paused, smearing her lipstick in frustration. Nancy, you never change. Thinking you'd be the bride? Believe me, I can have you fired today. I hit the brakes hard, her makeup smudging the seat. Feel free to get me fired. Half an hour later, Amy played the fiancée role in Simon's office. With Simon in a meeting, she shared snacks and checked in on everyone, like a first lady gesture. I always thought Simon was like an ice king. Now he's getting married. Another colleague piped up, "Amy's got pedigree, plays the rich-only game." People buzzed with gossip while I stayed silent. A coworker dropped a cake on Amy's shoe. "Sorry. Let me clean that." As they bent down, Amy stopped them, "No need. It's fine. But it's messy." Amy glanced at me, "Nancy, you can clean it. You were the best at this in high school." Rage boiled inside me. Back then, Amy and her clique would make me clean their shoes with my uniform. Fear kept me compliant. Years later, she was still awful. "Get on with it, or you're out." She taunted, her shoe on my chair. "Amy, you're pushing it. You're my fiancé's assistant, practically a 24/7 babysitter. It's your job." "Babysitter? Really?" I chuckled. "What's funny?" This ghost story popped in my head. "I leaned in, after sending you dinner, you claimed Simon was showering. Oddly, I bumped into him. Should I check if Simon's place is haunted?" Amy paled. "What nonsense." "Right, nonsense." Amy pulled me aside, "You say a word and I'll ruin your life." I smiled back, "If that's nonsense, why panic? Got secrets?" "Nancy, don't test me. If you stir things up, you'll never be happy." "I believe you. But cross me, and we'll both suffer." Breaking free, I left. She thought I'd fear her? Ready to go down if needed, I'd expose her infidelity. Returning to my desk, I grabbed a cake and sliced through. Green tea in high school, now cake. Seems fitting. Amy seethed. Nancy, you ignoring her. I dumped the cake. Lifting my head, I saw Simon. His appearance sent a jolt through me. I'm scared of him. In high school, I was scared he'd make his dad cut off my allowance. At work, I was scared he'd fire me. I've always been spineless. Amy flounced over to him all smug. Simon. But the hug she expected didn't happen. Simon blocked her with a hand and coldly asked, "What are you here for?" Amy looked a bit embarrassed, but then she smiled and clung to Simon's arm. "We're supposed to have dinner at your grandpa's today, remember?" Simon didn't even glance at her. Instead he looked at me for a moment, then pulled his arm away. "Did I say I was going?" Amy awkwardly asked, "Simon, are you busy?" "I'll wait for you to finish." Watching this awkwardness made the part of me that gets secondhand embarrassment kick in. Simon completely ignored her and just said, "Where you at, Larry?" The voice on the phone seemed a bit stunned, replying dismissively, "I'm at a party, busy as hell." But his tone felt off. I took a deep breath, holding back the hurt and anger, then asked, "You sure you're at a party, not in room 6607? The silence on the line said more than words could. A few seconds later, Larry finally spoke. "Nancy, I can explain." "Explain?" I forced out a bitter laugh and hung up. The tears flowed freely. Just then, Simon opened the door and came in. "You okay?" He looked at me with a complicated expression. I tried to act calm. "I'm fine." Though my voice was shaky. Simon moved closer. "He doesn't deserve your tears." I nodded, mustering a weak smile. "I know. He's in the past now, anyway." Simon handed me a handkerchief, and I took it, grateful, wiping my tears. "Thanks, Simon." My voice still hoarse. He shrugged. "No problem." "Oh, and tonight's event was a success. Your performance was excellent." His tone was a little lighter. I felt some relief, though still in pain inside. Simon's comfort and his occasional support over the years were my only solace right now. "I'll take you home," Simon suggested. I nodded, not refusing anymore. Because during this, I started understanding, maybe fate was telling me in this way, it's time to say goodbye to the past and embrace a new life. As we left the hotel, the night air was cool, and I felt not just physically light, but also a bit liberated inside. The future, no matter how tough, I have to learn to face on my own. Right now, at least I have Simon as a friend to get me through the toughest times, a small solace in the mess. "Where are you?" "At home," couldn't pick up 'cause I was showering. While he spoke, a woman's voice came through the phone. "You jerk, my back's almost broken from you." I was in shock. Before he could continue, Simon ended the call. "Don't listen." He took my phone, staring at me. "This the guy you're engaged to? Who are you to end my call?" "I'm about to tear apart Larry's fake facade right now." "Not ending it. You want to listen to their live show?" "That's my business, none of your concern." "Funny, don't you see who he's with, and you say it's not my problem?" The overload of information had my mind racing. The guys I liked ending up with my bullies. This betrayal left me breathless. I pitied Simon, but turns out the fool was me. After a moment, I said, "I'm going to find him." "What for? To argue or fight?" "Guess if your boyfriend would stand for you or shield his first love, huh?" "First love?" Amy, just to spite me in college, toyed with a guy, and heard he even tried suicide when they broke up. Amy didn't care about his family background, dumped him when she went abroad. And turns out that unlucky one was your boyfriend. Simon pulled out a stack of photos, all showing Larry and Amy caught up in some very compromising acts. So the mature, serious, go-getter Larry I knew was just Amy's plaything? Simon had known all along. My worldview was collapsing. "Now, let's talk. Your boyfriend slept with my fiancée, so what, you gonna do about it? What do you mean, what am I gonna do? Isn't it your fiancé who took my boyfriend? You should give me an explanation. While I was losing it, he was unbothered. Then let's rephrase. Don't you care at all that your friend stole your boyfriend? How could she be my friend? Weren't you two close in high school? Even went to the bathroom together? I suddenly laughed. Going together was so she'd find it convenient to slap me around in the stalls. Does that make you happy? Simon, you knew, didn't you? That they were messing around. Yet you acted oblivious, leaving me as the clueless fool worried about you? Is that all you're after, to watch me fail? Congrats, you got it. I couldn't hold it in anymore, I cried. Simon looked down at me, astonished. She hit you? I didn't know. He bent down and carefully wiped my tears. Wanna get back at them? I found it amusing. What game was he playing now? How? Use you? How you wanna use me? He unfastened the first couple buttons of his shirt and put my hand there. I failed to check her. It's my fault, do what you like. I'm drunk anyway, can't fight back. Anything? I was enraged then. I grabbed his collar, pushing him onto the couch. He didn't resist, just laid there with a defeated look, smiling at me. He truly was drunk. My fiancé sleeps with your guy. For fairness, you can sleep with me. I'll admit, he was tempting in the moment. I was nearly convinced. Why help me? I've gotta get revenge too. His eyes red, his throat gliding. My heart raced, the alcohol hit, and I found myself kissing him like I was possessed. He stayed still, just holding onto my waist, limp like a fish. When I saw his messed up shirt and the mist in his eyes, I came to my senses a little. Barely breathing, he said, "Feel better?" I trembled as I fixed his shirt, slowly buttoning up before I bolted. You're calm now? My turn, right? He grinned, pulled me back up, and flipped the roles. Simon. Huh? Are you pretending to be drunk again? He let out a muffled laugh. Now he's truly drunk. Stop kissing me. I dodged him. You were kissing me so hard just now, and now you're scared? I gave up. Yeah, I'm scared. Too late. He chuckled again, took my phone, and with a husky voice, broke up with him for me. I was dizzy from his kiss, and now? Now. I reluctantly sent a trembling text to Larry, let's break up. As soon as I sent it, he took my phone and turned it off. Good girl. Tonight, I'm yours. The next day, as soon as I opened my eyes, I saw a man sitting by the bed. He had his back to me, leisurely getting dressed. Sensing my gaze, he suddenly turned and locked eyes with me. My heart skipped a beat out of fear. He had a smile on his face. I cleared half a day's leave for you. Thanks. I hurriedly covered my face with the blanket. Don't want to see me? I said nothing. He chuckled softly, I'll give you some time. Breakfast is ordered, remember to eat. I'm heading to the office. I mulled over a shaky all right. Unlike my tired, worn-out body, he seemed full of energy. Only the scattered clothes on the floor and the marks on my body reminded me of last night's craziness. My mind was a mess, hiding under the covers, unable to believe what happened. I wasn't sure what last night meant, but I was on the verge of going crazy. A result of revenge, a product of alcohol, anything but love. I comforted myself that we're all adults and no one owes anyone anything. Once he left, I started getting dressed. I grabbed my purse, nervously leaving the hotel, only to run into Amy in the hallway. It would be a lie to say I wasn't guilty. I pinched my palm to calm myself. She looked at me, surprised at first, then laughed mockingly. Up early to serve someone at the hotel again? Doomed to be a servant in this life? She gave me a cold look, just in time, go get me some breakfast. I calmed myself and noticed a few hickeys on her neck. A wave of disgust washed over me. What bit your neck? I asked with a smile. It's nothing. She nervously pulled up her collar a bit. Do I need to report to Simon or maybe see a doctor? Stop stirring things up. She glared at me, then smugly said, Simon was with me last night, and we haven't seen each other in days, had quite a night. Want the details? Details? I knew more than she did. Usually prim and proper Simon turned into a beast in bed. And he seemed not to care for necks, he was obsessed with collarbones, couldn't stop kissing them. Really? Simon went to entertain last night. I remember him playing with the investors all night. Amy's face soured. He came by late, should I report that to you? I smiled, no need, but I can't serve you now, Simon has other plans. Finished saying that, ignoring her anger, I walked off. In the afternoon, back at the office, a coworker saw me in the bathroom using powder to cover the hickeys on my collarbone. Returning to the office, a few coworkers looked excited. Nancy, is your boyfriend that passionate? Your collarbone looks raw. Never expected, acting like he hasn't seen meat in years. Hearing this made me twitch involuntarily. Hasn't seen meat in years? Simon last night sure seemed insatiable, tireless. I quickly pulled my clothes up to cover everything. No. No. So it wasn't a boyfriend? I was sweating. Let's get to work, stop talking. Just as I said that, Simon called me to his office. He sat there reviewing files, carefully pointing out various issues. Just like nothing happened. I almost thought last night was a dream. Sitting so close, I felt familiar vibes, my heart couldn't help but race. Nancy, what are you thinking? Huh, nothing. He glanced at me, sighed, we're working now. Yeah. Don't discuss bedroom secrets with others. I didn't. My face flushed red instantly. To prove I didn't bring it out for gossip, I quickly added, last night, we were drunk, just pretend nothing happened. He suddenly stopped, nothing happened? What else could it be? We're adults. I slept at 3 a.m., you kept needing water, feeling unwell, I finally dozed off around 5 a.m. Did you think I was a gigolo? Then what do you want? I'm broke. At worst, you don't give me this month's bonus, keep it for yourself. He stared at me, face darkening. Get out. You haven't signed the file. Get out. All right. What a jerk. I thought he'd be nicer, yet he's still so harsh. Poor me, my waist still hurts. When I got back to my desk, coworkers started gossiping again. Got scolded by Simon again? Isn't he unsatisfied lately? Always yelling. Didn't seem so. When he arrived this morning, he was in a great mood, smiling and greeting me in the elevator. Scared the life out of me since when does he greet anyone with a smile? Exactly, he's in a bad mood only when Nancy shows up. Listening to them talk, I was numb. I still couldn't understand why he's mad. Mad that I slept with him? It was consensual, I didn't force him. Besides, in that situation, he was tempting me, right? I was deeply regretting. Close to the end of the day, Larry came to the office to see me. What did you mean by last night? Exactly what I said. Why? Why suddenly break up? Don't you know why? Where were you last night? Because we were in the company lounge and coworkers were around, I didn't want to cause a scene. Leave some dignity for both of us. I was at your parents' house. Don't believe me, I'll call your mom. He called right in front of me. Absurdly, my mom helped him lie, saying Larry was indeed at my parents' place discussing a gift for my brother. Over the phone, she scolded me, your brother's job was found by him, why are you making a fuss over something so minor? I continued to watch the auction as if nothing had happened. After the evening auction ended, Simon looked at me and said, I know it's been tough for you lately, but I'll do my best to help. I nodded gratefully, thank you, Simon. Simon lightly smiled, patting my shoulder, no need to thank me, Nancy, we're friends. And right now, still spouses, right? Yeah, I sighed a bit. Who would have thought, right? We walked out of the venue together and headed home. At least it's all settled. I feel a bit relieved and mostly hopeful for the future. I know life will get back on track, and everything will be alright. He's upset. Did you make him cry? I'm not that powerful. I'm a bit annoyed. Larry and I have been together for 2 years. It's impossible not to have thought about the future. The wedding was set, and after all this craziness, it's not sadness but more like a shake of the head after seeing his true colors. What if I found out after getting married? I can't even imagine. You're quite something, he said, as he slid a bracelet onto my wrist. So many people around, his flirtatious move was really bold. I pulled my hand back. What's this? A reward. The bracelet looks a bit old and cheap. I don't want it. Take it. You wouldn't think I'd wed someone without giving a gift, would you? If you don't want it, just toss it for me. Throw it away? I'd rather sell it. Well, it is the first thing he's given me. It seems wrong to toss it, even if it's cheap. So, I put it on. He looked satisfied seeing me wear it and continued bidding. The later auctions were for antique vases and such. Simon didn't seem that interested. Why spend a whole day here if he's not interested? I don't get the world of the wealthy. At dinner, a few executives asked Simon to drink and talk business. He told me to find some food I liked at the dinner and wait for him. Suddenly, a crowd gathered, and through it, I saw Amy. Small world, she was surrounded by a bunch of reporters. Miss Amy, we heard Simon bought a ridiculously expensive bracelet today to give to you on your wedding day. Is that true? Amy blushed. Really? I had no idea. We are indeed getting married next month. Simon must be planning a surprise for you. So romantic. A reporter asked, we've heard Simon has been courting you for 7 years, from school to wedding. Is that true? Amy smiled gently. We were in the same class in high school, and he was the class president. Has he liked me for that long? Back then, my mind was only on studying. I had no idea. Wow, Simon has been so devoted to you. Amy suddenly noticed me, looked smug. That's my high school classmate. We were in the same class. She should know, right? All eyes turned to me. She really deserves an Oscar, acting like that. Not every Tom, Dick, and Harry is worth remembering to me. That's your problem, not mine. I don't know her. We used to be best friends, you know. Don't act. Oh, speaking of best friends, did you sleep with your friend's boyfriend back then? The air went still. Amy's face changed. I wasn't planning to engage, so I turned to leave. But Amy grabbed my hand, her eyes on my bracelet. She looked shocked and then suddenly laughed. How does this bracelet look exactly like that expensive one? Where'd you get it? Expensive bracelet? I was confused. Old classmate, wearing a knockoff to an auction feels disrespectful, doesn't it? Someone chimed in. Yeah, that's not right. If you want to wear it at home, fine, but flaunting it in front of the real one shows no shame. A knockoff? No wonder Simon told me to toss it. My palms started to sweat. But I couldn't back down. Hard-headedly, I said, how do you know it's fake? Got a real one to compare with? I will soon. Simon's giving it to me. Did he give it yet? He'll give it to me soon. So he hasn't. Does Miss Amy always live in her own world? Simon hasn't even said he'd give it. She's just jumping to conclusions. Is she naive or just really believes in empty promises? Or maybe not even empty promises, just self-delusion. Amy's face went pale and then dark. She couldn't speak for a while. I turned to walk away and saw Larry. Nancy. I ignored him and walked around. I waited for Simon in the garage. He didn't know what happened yet. As soon as he got in the car, I handed the bracelet back to him. Don't like it? No one likes getting played. What do you mean? If you don't want to give me something, that's fine. Why give me a fake? He froze. Who said it's fake? It's not fake. Is it $1 million original? I'm not crazy. If it cost $1 million, I'd even question your motives. Who spends that for a fake marriage? He's rich but not brainless. Seeing him silent, I felt bad for yelling at my boss, so I calmed down. We're in a contract marriage. You don't need to give me anything. I take your money, I'll play my part. That's it. He finally took back the bracelet and sighed. If you don't like this, what do you like? Me? Is he even listening? Nothing. The car pulled up to my apartment complex. Frustrated, he asked, "Want me to walk you up?" No, my place is too small. Still a bit upset, I stomped upstairs alone. Simon stayed downstairs. He didn't follow. I didn't even know why. We had a deal, just business, but that bracelet thing hurt a bit. As soon as I got home, I heard someone punching in the passcode. The next second, Larry stood in the doorway with a huge bouquet of roses. That's when I remembered I hadn't changed the code. Nancy, nothing happened between us. She doesn't like me. We're meant to be together. We broke up. Is it okay for you to just walk into my home like this? I felt a headache coming on. Larry wasn't always this persistent. When we broke up, I didn't scream or run after him. I let it go. Yet he keeps coming back, and I just don't get it. I went to her to get your brother an internship. She got me drunk. If I didn't see her, she'd tell you. Larry dropped to his knees. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Can you just forgive me this once? So, you'd sleep with someone for an internship? Do you even hear how ridiculous that sounds? I'm speechless. Even now, he's still making excuses. And when did my family's business become yours to meddle in? You went ahead without anyone's permission and now you're blaming others? But your mom kept calling me, begging for help. I had no choice. I genuinely think of your family as my own. Spare me. You make me sick. I called my brother. He said he's done with whatever he was doing there and he's planning to take the civil service exam. Let's just end this. Larry grabbed my shirt, stopping me from leaving. Nancy, we're about to get married, to be happy together. Why are you being so unreasonable? Unreasonable? You blame your cheating on others and even got my mom to cover for you. You're unbelievable. Larry, I really don't know you anymore. Seeing my determination, his eyes changed instantly. Please, leave my home. I don't agree to break up. I called the cops. With that, Larry lunged at me, holding me tightly. I'm saying it again, I don't agree to break up. We bought a house. Your brother found a job. Your parents like me. We're one step away. I love you so much. Why are you so heartless? You're crazy. I slapped him across the face. He still wouldn't let go. I'm crazy for you. Let's have a kid. Then you won't leave me. I'd never seen him like this before. I was petrified. Until my phone rang, pulling me back to reality. Larry, it's my boss calling. I can't not answer. Please calm down. He didn't listen. After a few minutes, there was a knock at the door. I was about to call out when Larry covered my mouth. I stared at the door, listening to the fading knocks in despair. And then, the door burst open. A tall figure stormed in, and I was pulled into a familiar embrace. Simon looked at me. Are you hurt? I shook my head, didn't speak. But when he saw me shaking, his eyes filled with rage. Then came Larry's screams as he was beaten. Larry begged for mercy as he got punched, sounding pathetic. But even hearing his voice terrified me. Forgiving him was impossible. I wanted him gone. The police came later. I got checked for injuries, gave a statement. Still, it was dismissed as a relationship dispute. Simon was furious. So, holding an ex against their will is just a relationship dispute? Even if it's fatal, would you still call it that? I'd never seen him so livid. Everyone at the station was too scared to speak up. If you want us to handle it ourselves, so be it. Simon walked up to Larry. If you ever come near her again, I'll beat you every time. Killing you would be a mercy. Don't worry, I'll get the best lawyers to put you away. Larry, his face bloodied, shook with fear at those words. After dealing with everything, Simon took me to his apartment. This place is close to work. I don't usually stay here. You can't go back to your place. Okay. My voice was shaky, thanks so much. But this time, Simon didn't leave. He said he was worried about my state. After my shower, I thought of Larry's craziness and couldn't hold back the tears. Just 2 months ago, Larry and I were dreaming of a bright future. Now he seemed deranged. I had no idea how things got this twisted. Feeling so pathetic and letting Simon see me like this. It was mortifying. Open the door. Simon's voice came through. I didn't want to go out. He softened his tone. Please open up. Don't stay alone. I'm worried. No choice, I opened the door. He came in, looked at me for a minute, then went to grab a towel to dry my hair. I was going to let him off the hook, but he asked for it. Did I scare you? No, he scared me. I confessed honestly. His hand paused mid-action. It's okay, I'm here. I feel like such a failure. Do you think I'm a failure too? I asked. He didn't answer directly but instead asked me. What about me? You? You're a successful person. Even if you're tough on your employees, the company's thriving under your lead. He gave a wry smile. If you knew the truth, you'd know I'm even more of a failure. As he dried my hair, he said, at least you've been in love, even if it didn't work out before marriage. But the person I love never felt the same. I froze. The person he loves. Was he talking about Amy? It clicked. Still teary, I laughed awkwardly. You're pretty good at comforting. Hearing you, I don't feel nearly as bad. Simon stopped, tossed the towel to me. I'm done. You're heartless. Dumbfounded, I thought, he's the one who said it. What did I say wrong? Do you really feel that miserable? Just pure misery. He side-eyed me, cleaning his fists from the earlier fight. I should be the one crying. I watched him. Handsome, successful, yet he loves in vain, constantly cheated. Quite the tragedy. Don't look at me. I don't comfort people. My cheeks burned under his gaze. Only then did I notice I was still in my bathrobe. I know how to. I'll show you. Huh? He leaned closer, eyes locked on mine. Kiss me. What? Why the sudden kiss? Why did things turn so intimate all of a sudden? Isn't it time for revenge? Use me. His head dipped closer. I'm willing. Wait, calm down. No strings attached. Looking into his eyes, my heart raced, my mind blank. As if enchanted, I softly pecked his lips. Just as I pulled back, he pulled me tighter, deepening the kiss. Hold on, I shouldn't. Shouldn't what? We're registered, no crime. Enjoy your rights. His gentle kissing had me completely captivated. Not until he carried me to the bedroom did I snap out of it. Sorry about last time. This time, I won't push. He smiled at me, then nudged me gently. The next morning, I blinked at the sight of Simon beside me. How did things escalate to this? I prided myself on being unshakable, yet I fell for him twice. Truly, I was fooled by a handsome face. It's already 8:30, I whispered. Aren't you going to work? There's a meeting at 9. His arm tightened around my waist. I pushed it back an hour. Let's sleep in a bit. Me? Is he normal? He's been at the company for a while, always showing up early, super punctual, and really pushing everyone hard. But today, he actually postponed the meeting. Does this mean something's wrong? Now, I'm almost gonna be late for work. He opened his eyes slightly, his chin resting on my shoulder, tired. Tired? That surprised me. I still need breakfast, after working all night. If I skip breakfast, I'll be dead meat. I quickly covered his mouth. Stop talking. What do you want to eat? I'll order delivery. He just smiled and said one word, you. Get serious. And there's no comforting after that. He slept earlier than I did, jerk. Do you have no shame? Did I just pass out afterward? Oh, was it a happily passed out kind of thing? Ugh. I rolled out of bed. He's such a beast. Anyway, there's a blank spot in my memory from the second half of the night. I got dressed while he started getting dressed too. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. Who is it? I asked him. I ordered breakfast. Turns out he ordered breakfast already. As I opened the door to get it, there was my coworker. Nancy? My coworker was just as surprised. Then it hit her. Oh my God, is Simon already working you to death this early? Making you report again? I was too flustered to know what to say, so I just nodded. Uh-huh. You're too unfortunate. Go get your breakfast in and I'll just slip away. All right. I sighed once she left. I asked him, why didn't you tell me you arranged for them to deliver breakfast? I almost got busted. Unlike my panic, Simon seemed so chill. What? Am I embarrassing? No, didn't you say it would affect our work? He thought for a moment. True, our current situation can't see the light. I should change that. What's he getting at now? Why did I feel a bit guilty when he said that? After breakfast, when we were ready to leave, he suddenly stopped moving. What's wrong? Suddenly felt like this is all a dream. After we get to work, are you going to act like a stranger again? What else? Before I could finish, he pinned me against the door. What are you doing? Let's postpone the meeting to the afternoon. Why? Just don't feel like going in this morning. You're not going? Be rational. Don't want to be rational. He pinned me against the door, kissed me passionately, whispering sweetly, take off the dress. You. Be good, or it'll get dirty, and you'll be upset again. That morning, we didn't end up going to work. When we finally went to the office that afternoon, I spritzed some perfume on myself, and he just looked at me, smiling. I smell good too. Wanna smell? What's it smell like? I actually leaned in. He whispered in my ear, smells like you. Ugh. I was so embarrassed I didn't dare say another word to him the whole way. A few days later. Larry blocked me in the garage with a stack of photos. Why did you have to involve her in our mess? Why take such pictures and send them to my company? What if it affects her wedding? Seeing all those pictures of Larry and Amy in his hands felt just absurd. You're not wrong, but still worried about Amy at this point? If she can't get married, wouldn't you just get to marry her instead? Amy just got out of the car, storming towards me. When she reached me, she tried to slap me. Larry stopped her. You think these photos will do anything? These photos have zero effect on me and Simon. Really? Definitely, Simon wouldn't have chosen you back then, not now. All the men you like are into me, why not reflect on yourself? Reflect on what? Maybe realign your thoughts from the moment I caught you cheating? You. Amy was about to curse but then smiled, didn't you call the cops? Perfect. Taking photos of others secretly is illegal. Just wait to get stuck in a holding cell. And just like that. Who's going to jail? All eyes turned to see Simon slowly walking over from the elevator entrance. The once arrogant Amy panicked immediately. She crouched down, scrambling to pick up the photos. But the last photo was pinned down by a leather shoe. Simon looked down at her. I took them. I sent them. Wanna send me to jail? Amy turned pale, terrified. Simon, there's a misunderstanding here, listen to my explanation. Were the photos not clear enough, Miss Amy? Simon, listen, I was wrong, don't, you can't call off the engagement. Engagement? Did I ever really agree to it? Or is it just because the elders agreed, you think we're automatically married? He shook off her hand. They promised you, marry them then. No, everyone's expecting us to get married, it's all my fault, if you won't marry me, my dad will kill me. Amy, who was so fierce earlier, started to cry. You and your family staged this drama. Now you can't handle it? Not my problem. Amy snapped back to reality. Aren't you afraid your company's stock will be affected? I'm not the only one worried. We're linked together. Affected? Maybe your dad won't let you inherit it then. Not gonna end well for you either. Oh. Is that so? Let's see how it plays out. Simon walked off with me. Larry and Amy were dumbstruck. You sent the photos? I asked him. Feeling sorry? No. I paused for a moment, just unexpected that he would end up here, losing his job. It's his own doing. Glad to hear you think that way. He can't stay in this city. He's a pest, always bothering you. I gazed blankly at Simon. At first, it was supposed to be a fake marriage. How did things spiral out like this? Aren't we in a fake marriage? I tested the waters and asked him. Don't want it to become real? You slept with me twice, now you don't want to own up? No, my mind's just a mess. Why me? You were my classmate, weren't you? We know each other, developing from here is normal. I muttered under my breath, not really that close, were we? Back in high school, he didn't like me much. I hardly spoke to him back then, so not really familiar. When I met him again after starting work, sure I talked to him more, but it was mostly him scolding me. If it wasn't for my boyfriend cheating with his fiancée, we'd never be in the same place, right? Not close? Then let's find time to get more familiar. He joked with me, but I couldn't resist the urge to find out the answer. You don't actually like me, do you? He was stunned. Feelings build over time, what's strange about that? What kind of twisted logic is this? I'm done talking to him. For the next month, I was busy non-stop. Simon got involved in a lot of projects Amy was handling. To put it simply, Simon was trying to take Amy's projects. Is it okay for us to just take them like that? It's just a partner's choice. It's their right to choose us to work with. Besides, I let them take some projects before, but now I've changed my mind. All right. After all, I'm not the boss. Wherever the boss points, I go. What can I say? Have you been tired lately? No, it's my job. You've made a lot of progress recently, doing great. That was the first time Simon genuinely praised me. Honestly, he's demanding, so getting his approval makes me really happy. Thank you. I've really learned a lot these past few months, for real. He's tough, but he always gets straight to the point about people's problems. If it wasn't for him, I'd probably never touch project work, just be stuck in a department, busy but unimportant. It's all your hard work, no need to thank me. But if you're tired, you know, I can help you relax. For free. No need. Those 2 times with him happened because I was emotionally charged, so things got out of hand. Actually, working with him for so long, we've always kept a superior-subordinate relationship. Neither of us brings those things up. But sometimes, when he's too close, I can't help but feel my heart race. Don't worry, I won't wear you out. Simon. All right, got it. He stopped in time. We got back to focusing on our work. About half an hour later, he was staring at me, not moving. What is it? I still want to kiss you. What? He didn't give me time, just leaned in and kissed me. He only let go when I was almost out of breath. Do you really not like me? If not, why is your heart beating so fast? That love letter was really just from a friend? You never wrote to me? Nope. He kissed me again, saying, lying, here's your punishment. I stayed silent. He moved a good distance away, and said, until you say you like me, I won't bother you. I have my pride, you know. Oh. I kept my head down, working quietly, afraid to look at him. A few days later, Amy came to me. Next week is my birthday, and it's also my family's company's anniversary. We'll announce my engagement to Simon then. Even if I slept with Larry, so what? I'm still going to be with Simon, you're destined to be my loser. I've never failed to get what I wanted. Seeing her all smug, I just felt sorry for her. Well, good luck. I was about to leave, but she blocked me. What's Simon been up to lately? You think I'd tell you? How about this? She pulled out a stack of photos. The moment I saw the photos, my mind went blank. They were taken back in high school when she caught me and snapped them. Amy, are you crazy? I went for her, ready to fight. Want me to send these to your company? Your coworkers haven't seen you like this, right? During the scuffle, I got the photos back. Go ahead, I have more, she warned. Best not to piss me off. If anyone stops my wedding to Simon, I'll ruin them. I slapped her hard. You should be ashamed. You dare hit me? I ignored her, walked to the trash can. I tore up the photos, but in the end, didn't throw them away. Simon found me at the police station. I was there, shaking, making a report. After that, Simon drove me to our old school, and with the police, we looked at the high school surveillance footage. The footage showed Amy slapping me and locking me in a storage room. Simon's face was grim as he watched. Stop looking. He covered my eyes with his hand. I'm sorry, I had no idea she did this to you. I filed a report, and I'll get the best lawyer to have her jailed, but I can't agree to publicize this. Why not? Watching it is already painful for you. I don't want you to face public judgment, which would only hurt you again. Leave her to me, okay? Fine. I agreed with him. Watching the footage was suffocating. I can't imagine what others might say, whether they'd offer sympathy or gossip for fun. You never know who's behind the keyboard, people or demons. Just as Simon was about to lead me out of the surveillance room, a scene showed a guy secretly leaving a cup of milk tea on my desk. The police became alert. Isn't that guy with Amy? Could it be a prank with poison? That guy looks familiar, where have I seen him? Simon's expression froze. Poison, no way. It was me. The police look up at Simon. What's your relationship with her? I'm her husband. The officer was stunned. So you're not poisoning, just secretly crushing on her? And it actually worked out? Simon squeezed my hand tighter, his ears turning red. He finally gave up. Can we skip this topic? It has nothing to do with the case. I was shocked the whole time. I honestly didn't know. Someone did leave me milk tea in high school, but I threw them away. I thought it was one of Amy's pranks, afraid it was poisoned. I looked at Simon. So it was you? He accepted defeat. Yeah. I threw them all away. I know. A nearby cop laughed. Simon's ears went completely red, and he led me to another room. I was so curious. So you like me since high school? Uh-huh. His expression was awkward. But didn't you hate me? When did you start liking me? Wait, were you tough on me because you liked me? That's childish. He glared at me, then gently pinched my neck. Yes, liked you to death. I'm childish, stop talking. Don't be so sensitive. You are childish, you're always so stern, who wouldn't be scared off? I'll let you interrogate me all you want tonight, just give me some face here. It's not shameful to like someone. He sighed, saying, I've been planning on this for a while, okay? We really did talk that night. He wouldn't answer my questions, just smiled at me instead. So you found out, huh? No more pretending. Wanted to sleep in your room, be with you. Been thinking about it for so long. He wouldn't leave my room. He messed with me for ages. This whole situation really put me out. Why do you act mean to me at work if you like me? Just thinking about your boyfriend makes me lose sleep, okay? So what if I act mean? What if I hadn't broken up, huh? Be a mistress instead? Who's a mistress? He pushed me down and kissed me right then. What if I don't? Then if you cry and beg me later, I won't listen. Jerk. Only a jerk to you. On Amy's birthday, the media reported that many companies withdrew investments from her family's company, with stocks dropping sharply. To stabilize the investors, Amy's dad went around saying, Our Amy is getting married to the green son next week, so everyone should keep faith in our company. Simon got interviewed at another party, looking shocked and asked about it. An arranged marriage? Not going to happen. If I marry again, wouldn't that be bigamy? Simon got married? The media landed a big scoop there. Yeah, well, she didn't want to tell people, said she wouldn't let me in the room if she did. Don't blame me, okay? So you're not marrying Amy? Who's Amy? No idea. The one at home can see the news, don't get me in trouble. Didn't Simon buy that expensive bracelet at the auction for Amy? Of course, it's for my wife, but she didn't like it. We're looking for something she likes more. Over 10 million, and she didn't like it? Simon spoils his wife too much. Simon smiled softly, well, can't help it. Hard to keep a wife happy. Everyone started gossiping again. Someone brought up the interview with Amy at the auction. The girl Amy mocked with a fake bracelet must be legit, so was that bracelet real? Could be. You guys called her fake, so she threw a fit and didn't want it. At Amy's birthday party, she turned pale seeing the news. Nancy? No way, it can't be her. The online hype exploded, spreading the name Nancy. Simon retweeted it, mentioning me, saying, Wife, wasn't me who said it, these folks are just too clever. The Facebook post hit trending really fast. My phone blew up with messages. Amy stormed into work, calling me a bitch who stole her boyfriend. I slapped her. She tried to hit back, but then the police arrived and took her away. You're suspected of school bullying. Come with us. Amy was stunned. You have the wrong person. I didn't. How could this be? You know who my dad is? The police calmly said, yes. You know and still arrest me? Half an hour ago, your dad was also taken in for financial fraud. Now Amy lost all her arrogance. She ran over to me, Nancy, aren't we friends? I was just joking before, tell them it's all a misunderstanding. I laughed, shook her off, and said, tell it to the police. Nancy, I'm begging you, I don't want to go to jail. I hear if you go in for bullying, you'll get beaten to death by your inmates. Save me, I'll do anything. How about getting beaten to death, then? A bully scared of being beaten to death, how ironic. The police eventually dragged her away. She struggled, losing her shoe, leaving a pathetic sight. Once the police left, my coworkers surrounded me, gossiping. Nancy, we're always scared Simon will yell at you, so you already. Let's be grateful our boss is handled, now he can't take it out on us. With everyone talking, my ears turned red. It's not like what you guys think. But then again, maybe it kinda is. Outside the office, someone stood. Larry. Did you marry Simon to get back at me? I laughed, you're giving yourself too much credit. He cried while smiling, you cheated too, so what? I felt guilty, but you already hooked up with him. Nancy, someone like you deserves betrayal. My co-workers watched the scene unfold. Is he nuts or something? Seems like it. Simon appeared at the entrance, pulling me into his arms, glaring at Larry. Mental issues should be handled in a psych ward. If you come after her again, you won't stay in this town. Security. Larry got forcibly removed. After the drama ended, I was still in a daze. Simon swept me off my feet, heading to the garage. It's over. How about dinner with my grandpa? That's really sudden. He saw the news, called me like 10 times, said I must bring you over. I went to Simon's grandpa's place with him. The suddenness left me unprepared, feeling a bit shy. Upon meeting Grandpa, he whispered something to Simon. Caught her? Thanks to you, old man, yeah. Stop scaring her off. Their conversation made me a bit awkward. Hello, I'm Nancy. I know. Grandpa grinned. I've heard your name so much I'm tired of it. Simon warned his grandpa, old man, don't start acting up. Grandpa rolled his eyes. You talk about her all the time, but others can't. Simon helplessly went to play with the cats in the yard. Grandpa pointed at the cats. These are for you. For me? He said you love cats, so he got them. Kinda tiring for an old guy like me. Surprised and a bit embarrassed. Sorry, I had no idea. Simon heard that, grumbled. Can't I just like them myself? Are you spoiling the game, Grandpa? Like her, but you're so awkward. Careful she doesn't run away again. Why not wish us well? Simon chuckled in exasperation, grabbing my hand to go upstairs. You grew up here? I asked. Yeah, want to see? Yeah, your bedroom. He sighed, but took me to his room anyway. His room's pretty simple, not much stuff around, just a few books, barely any toys. Everything was going fine until I stumbled upon an old graduation book inside one of his books. It was mine. Why did he keep it? He pinched my palm, already knowing the answer. His little move made my heart race, and I decided not to ask more. But then he started questioning me. Did you really never write me a love letter in high school? He asked. Nope, I replied. Stubborn, he said, pulling out a yellowed piece of paper from a drawer with my handwriting on it. How'd you get this? I was surprised. You said you never wrote one, so who's the one saying how much they liked me, how much they wanted to see me, and who almost cried because school was delayed? I blushed hard and instinctively reached out to grab it, but he held it up high. That letter was a love confession I wrote to him but never meant to give. I thought I'd lost it and forgot about it. You stole it? I asked. Like hell. I picked it up behind you when I walked you home one night. You wrote a love letter to me, helped other girls pass their love letters, handed your letter to many guys, and chatted with other guys. What were you thinking? You even forgot about it, disturbing my sleep every day. How could I not be upset? Watching you talk to those guys drove me nuts with jealousy. I hated it but loved you all the same. I even thought going abroad would help me get over you. Everything was fine until I heard you were getting married. It drove me crazy. Nancy, what am I supposed to do with you? Listening to everything I didn't know before, I felt both shocked and guilty. I did like him in high school. A lot. But I thought he hated me, so I gave up. I never thought we'd meet again after 7 years. With so much in my heart, all I said was, sorry, I didn't know. And if sorry was enough, what would cops do? What are you gonna do about it? I asked. He got closer. You need to make it up to me. With what? Yourself. I stayed at his grandpa's place that night. No staying in a girl's room before marriage. Simon's grandpa kicked him to the guest room while I stayed in his bedroom. Late at night, he texted me, come downstairs. I ignored it. I wasn't foolish enough to walk into his trap. 10 minutes later, there was a knock. Open the door, he said. I'm not opening it. Open up, babe. Please, I'm scared of the dark. I felt a pang of sympathy and opened the door a crack, and he slipped in, pinning me against the door to kiss me. While kissing, he whispered for me to be quiet, saying the walls were thin. If they're thin, why are you? I started. You reminded me of bad memories today, he interrupted. Just thinking about you with other guys drives me insane. Did he kiss you like this? He asked. I stayed silent. What about this? He continued. Am I better or was he? Come on, babe, tell me. Annoyed, I finally said, yes, you're the best. Only 1 month into marriage, and you're already so dismissive of your husband? What has marriage brought men? I asked sarcastically. Stop it. It's 3 a.m., I sighed, exasperated. He cradled me in his arms, slipped a ring onto my finger, and said, I've had this for ages. Finally got to put it on you. I love you so much. Say you love me too. Touching the ring, I felt like I was in a dream. I love you, I whispered. How could I not? You're the dream of my youth. 7 years later, the dream starts all over again.